There's a stand here as well if anybody wants to use it. Yeah, what a special day indeed. All sorts of things to say really, and not enough time to say it. First of all, there's a quiet army at NAS Dubai that we should all acknowledge and say thank you to before we talk about our graduating class of 2025. The photographs are in-house by our photographer, Hannah, and I mean, watching the photographs go through on a loop, they were wonderful. There's a quiet army behind every production. Look at the flowers. They weren't grown in home gardens, but there's a whole team brings this together. And the staff who've coordinated it. I ought to actually say that somebody told me that it's Mr. Morris's birthday today as well. So that's rather special. So happy birthday. So here we go, parents, staff, colleagues, and above all students. You know, you are our exceptional, quite exceptional graduating class of 2025. I believe that the dress code for tonight is black tie, and that took me by surprise because I couldn't fit my dinner jacket when I tried it, so my wife went out and said, this is going to be your last graduation, and it's special for you as well, and indeed it is. And so I have a brand new dinner jacket as well for the occasion. Dinner jackets are quite important. I think, and getting dressed up is important. I don't want to draw attention to any particular gender differences, but I remember my housemaster once saying that the thing about wearing a dinner jacket, Matthew, is that you'll still look good even if you make a mess of your clothes. So sometimes, you know, there are all sorts of values to getting dressed up. I don't think anybody in the room is going to make a mess of their clothes either today or this evening. You look absolutely wonderful. So well dressed. I don't know whether this is going to work, but before I go on further, I wonder whether our graduating class could all just stand up again. And Tony, if you get the lights on, that would be great. I don't think that... Tony, can you have the lights? That's just for a moment. Thanks. Now, stay standing because... I'm going to be rather headmasterly about this one, but please, you are seriously well dressed, well coordinated, and what a comment it is on your year group that you are so united. Could you just turn around and try and find your parents, and try and find a member of staff as well, and just send them an acknowledgement. Catch their eye. Give them a smile, yeah, and know how very proud they are of you. Thank you. Yes, thank you. Please sit down. Today, class of 2025, this is really about you. And it's not just sort of a celebration of academic milestones. I think, you know, the academic milestones, the pressure for results is always what drives the school, but there's so much more. This is a recognition of community above all else, and the very tight-knit and deeply connected community that you are. Because you're one that's grown together and you've matured as you've moved into adulthood. With real consideration, you've questioned each other, you've asked things of each other, and above all, I think you've cared together. I've spoken quite a lot about you during this year and last year, as individuals and as a class, especially with Miss Nolan, who's been with you, as I'm sure you know, all the way. And her remarks are really interesting. They're worth sharing some of the comments about you that she's made to me. She says, what an amazingly positive, year group you are. You are so helpful, mostly happy, and really energetic. And if you sort of distill what are some of the ingredients for success, and I don't just mean professional, financial, but overall personal success, if you are mostly happy, mostly helpful, and really energetic, I think that those are great adjectives to hold on to, and they will take you far. She also commented on the natural way that you make special efforts to link up with year 12s and role model behavioural habits to a year group who are a year younger than you. And when they first join the sixth form, how much younger they are. You're reaching into adulthood and they're just coming out of childhood. And interestingly, it's quite remarkable that as a year group, you've managed a synthesis with the year below you to a certain extent. But that's rare, and that's special, and that's noticed. And whether you're completing your IB or your A-levels, honestly, it's not the grades that define you. They're going to be published later alongside your names, but it's your character, and your character that shines right through this year. It's your actions, it's your compassion, it's your positivity, and it's your courage. And listed as you are here on this flyer, you will be listed outside, and you are, with 128 in your year group, the largest graduating class of NAS Dubai, and a significant cohort graduating. There aren't many schools with such a large group leaving the school. You have contributed so much to our reputation, whether you know it or not, you have done, and I thank you for that. You are the ones responsible for having about 1,000 students on a waiting list to join us here. And you're also responsible for bringing in little technical devices, like this whole event is being live streamed at the moment, not just to Chatterbox, but to anybody who logs on, including, I hope, my successor, Mr. Duncan, from his faraway posting in Hong Kong. Well, this really is a special occasion, and I think many more special occasions will be unfolded in the loom of time, but this one is significant. Leaving school is about leaving childhood. You leave that behind you, ready to take on much fuller responsibilities ahead and reaching higher. And as you do so, knowing yourself as well as you do now, and better as time goes on. Knowing your strengths, knowing your shortcomings, knowing your likes, knowing your dislikes, and actually knowing what makes you up. Being aware of where you feel in comfort, where you feel challenged, what you like and dislike, how you enjoy your own company and the company of others. And I think also, really importantly, how well you can be alone as well, how you work when you're alone, as well as how you work in teams. And the pressure of exams certainly teaches you your aloneness. So from these very first steps that you took when you first joined NAS Dubai to the confident strides that you make into the world beyond, I hope you will continue to live the values of our school and remember them, knowing that there are no limits to what you can achieve for yourselves and for others. And I think the others for others is increasingly important. And you've learnt along the way that a strength in society, as you understand it in your sixth form, is in its ability to hold on to an understanding of complexity and do that with a grace that honours difference. And I mean this most seriously, particularly at this time. And in our community at NAS Dubai, meaning people in Arabic, we have a model of tolerance and a genuine appreciation for differences in culture, in language, in identity and in thought. And in that spirit, I would like, here to dare in a way, to hope that you are the generation who can build a better world, so that the generations that precede you, who have sometimes failed to deliver, will be redeemed by your future actions. And goodness knows, right now we're living in a world where bitter divisions and the threat of war leave us trembling. But I don't think you tremble. I don't think you're naive. I think you see extremely clearly. And I think that you've learned so well to appreciate the views of others that may be different to your own as you choose to build and to open dialogue and not put up barriers. And you will choose in your futures to connect and to compromise and not to condemn. And truly, I live with faith, not just hope, but faith that it's your generation that will know how to curtail conflict and extend potentials for peace and refuse to perpetuate injustice. And you'll also be living your lives with AI, and I don't think you fear it at all. You won't be passive users, you will be discerning thinkers. You know how to harness the power and harness that power for good without surrendering your judgment. And you will use it to expand human capacity, not reduce it. And you will always ask the questions that matter. Whose voice is this coming back to me? Whose bias in this voice is dominant? And whose interests are being served? And you truly have the intelligence, you have the resilience, and you understand how to live together with commitment to sustainability at all levels, personal, environmental, and political. And I think you have wonderful futures, and the world ahead is wonderful. So at this moment and in your futures, be proud of all you've achieved. Know how proud others are of you, and be thankful for the privilege of being part of NAS Dubai, really. Hold on to our mission, believing that there are no limits to what we can achieve for ourselves and for others. And may you enjoy your lives ahead. And when in doubt, look back to moments like this and the very best of your time at school, for that will sustain you in your futures. Class of 2025, be thoughtful, be joyful, be boldful, and be kind. Take good care. I wish you well.